What is going on? This is JD coming at you another video from Redskins Rant. Hail to the Redskins. Before I get started, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Redskins Ranter. This is a quick video. Maybe not quick, but it's going to be a video about one specific topic. It's going to be Dwayne Haskins. So the Redskins kind of did what I suggested they did. They do. They started him half the week against the Vikings. So then he has like extra days to prepare for the Bills, and they start him against the Bills. I'm going to rephrase that. He didn't start the week. He started at halftime against the Vikings. Didn't start half the week. It's kind of weird. He started at halftime against the Vikings. Then he got the whole week to prepare. Then he started against the Bills. And now he has had a week of kind of reviewing his Bills game. And now he has a week to prepare for the Jets. Because we have a bye. So called that. Not trying to toot my own horn, but I called that. I do a letter of how they should do it. They did it the right way. Now, let's see if they do the other suggestion I have. If you didn't see my last video, I basically went over that. The reason I think the Redskins need to figure out how they want to coach this guy, what they want to do to make him better. And I suggested that whenever the Washington Redskins drafted RG3, Mike Shanahan came out and made an offense along with Kyle Shanahan. The offense was basically made. Do this real quick, see if that helps. Came up with an offense that kind of blended what Robert Griffin was comfortable with in college with the offense that we had with the pro offense, and he blended it and made a fantastic offense that we were able to score well with, so on and so forth. And Robert and Alfred Morris were both rookies at the time. Ended up having fantastic rookie campaigns. And beyond that, things changed with Robert. He wanted to be a pocket passer. He didn't want to do the things that made him good. He wanted to be able to read a real defense, and then that changed. But regardless of that, the main purpose that I want to get to, which I think is the better idea, is to convert the offense and let the rookie do things he's super comfortable with. So the best thing to do is to I think we're going to see a lot of Geist in this game. I think we're going to see a lot of shotgun. Geist can take handoffs out of the shotgun. Adrian Peterson, not saying he can't do it, but he's just not as accustomed to doing it as Geist is. So what I'll say with that is what I think what needs to be done is put Haskins in the shotgun, give him a lot of receivers on the field, give him a lot of speed. I'd say very few tight ends, or tight ends aren't very good anyway. Very few tight ends, spread them out, let him swing the ball a little, let him sit back in shotgun and swing the ball a little bit. That's what he was comfortable doing in college, and I think that would be the best thing to do this week. There's two ways to go. We could do that, and that can go two ways. Either he actually gets in the rhythm, he gets 300 plus yards, a couple touchdowns, maybe a pick, but he at least gets some touchdowns. Or he goes against the Jets, and the Jets' defense isn't super great, but it's not bad either. And the Jets, he just throws turnovers left and right. So that's one way that can happen. Or the other way it can happen is Callahan decides, we're just going to run the ball. And I'm sorry, quarterbacks don't get better by handing the ball off. They don't. Running backs get better by handing the ball off. So getting Geist involved early is probably important, but I think getting Geist involved, he'll play a lot of the Thompson back things because Chris Thompson's out. I don't know where he is. I think he's out for the season. It seems that way, or at least they're just, he's not going to be a part of the future, so they're moving on, which I don't know why they would do that with Thompson but not do that with Peterson, but I digress. So here's what I think I'm going to do right now. I'm going to set expectations. I have an expectation for Dwayne Haskins. And I was listening to the Redskins Talk podcast. I listen to it every time it has a new one come out, except for I don't like a lot of the interview ones, but when they talk about the game and talk about players, give out game balls and goats and stuff like that, and hat tips, so on and so forth. They were talking about the expectation. JP Finley was talking about the expectation that he needs to get at least 200 yards. I think that's very low for what we should expect from a quarterback drafted 50th overall. The stats he had last year, how good he was projected to be. I think we've really lowered the bar if we're going to accept 200 yards as our baseline minimum. I'll take that as like the bare minimum, but my expectation is 250. I want to see at least 250. If I'm going to give it like a okay performance, he needs to put up 250. He needs to get a touchdown on the board, at least one. If he gets 200 with no touchdowns, but no interceptions, I'm okay with that. I mean, it does show a little bit of progression, but I'm not 100% okay with those. This helps. Nope, that didn't help at all. It doesn't matter. I'm about to turn anyway. So, where was I at with that? So, that's like the bare minimum is like 200 yards, maybe a turnover. I'd be okay with that, especially if we got like 200 yards rushing out of Peterson and Geis, and we won like 14-10. I can understand that. I can understand that he was managing the game, and he got like 210 yards passing, no touchdowns, maybe a fumble or an interception, one, not both or anything like that. And we won the game like in a tight, grueling, like 14-10 matchup or 10-7 matchup or something. I could understand that. I can get on board with that. But I'm not going to get on board with our quarterback doing like 175 yards, three turnovers, and us losing to the Jets by like 20 points. We just saw Daniel Jones I think he got like 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, or 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, something to that effect. Daniel Jones has been playing a lot more. I think we have more weapons than Daniel Jones. Let me say that. I think we have better overall receivers, not tight ends or anything like that, but we just have a better. I would take McLaurin over Sterling Shepard any day. I would take McLaurin over Golden Tate any day. I would take Paul Richardson over Sterling Shepard. I would take Sterling Shepard over with his health. When I phrase it, health, he doesn't get injured as often as Paul Richardson does. But Richardson has shown the ability to do things. I think we're really starting. This could be a couple things with this game. So here's the only caveat with me not accepting 200 yards passing. Let's say Adrian Peterson and guys have like 3 or 4 touchdowns combined. They break a couple loose because the Jets starting linebackers none of them are playing. They're out with injuries. So let's say the running game it's just downhill, and we just pound the rock all the way from 25-yard line to the end zone, and we do that consistently. And we get like 3 touchdowns out of that, and then like a couple field goals, and we end up winning like 27-10. And Geis ends up with 150 because we don't have to pass. We can just control the game by running the ball. We are able to do that. That's the only caveat I'll accept. I do want no turnovers out of that if that's the case, though. But mainly, here's the thing. Here's what the biggest thing I want. I would like to see a lot of yards. Let him sit back. Let him sling the football. Let him get in the rhythm. Let him get comfortable calling plays and then going to shotgun and then calling plays and going to let him get comfortable doing those things. So 250 is what I want. I want at least one touchdown. Let's break through this barrier for him and get him 1 touchdown. Okay, I would honestly like to see about 2. I would like honestly like 280, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. I would be okay with that. That would be an ideal game for me, because the 1 interception means he took a chance, and if he got it early and he came back and threw 3 touchdowns, that's nothing more than a confidence builder right there. That is beautiful confidence building right there. Okay, so that's what I would prefer. That would be the ideal game. I mean, ideally like 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. That'd be ideal, but that'd be like the best thing. It's like 280, maybe 300, like three touchdowns. No interceptions are good. 1 interceptions, and then getting the 3 touchdowns after that would be amazing, because that shows that he's not letting these little things get him down. He's like shaking it off, and he's back to being that gunslinger we saw in college. That would be the ideal outcome that I'd like to see from him. Do I think the Redskins can win this game? Absolutely. Jets aren't very good. Jets are not the cream of the crop when it comes to NFL. But the main thing is, I just want to see Haskins slinging. I want to see, this could be like really a start of something special in DC, and here's what I mean by that. I'm not gonna anoint this the Redskins version of the Killer Bees from Pittsburgh with Roethlisberger and Bell and Brown. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to anoint this like the, I don't know what you would call it, but the basically the three-headed monster that was Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, and Michael Irvin. However, it is not unreasonable to say that it is possible that this could be something special for the Redskins. Something very special for the Redskins. Because we finally got our franchise quarterback we've been looking for. We finally got our franchise receiver that we've needed for a long time. We haven't drafted a solid, good, like maybe elite. I don't know if he's elite yet. We'll see. But maybe elite caliber receiver in a long time. And then running back, we got to figure out if Geis is what we drafted, what we wanted when we drafted him. Geis doesn't always hasn't had the chance to show his ability yet. He's had one game where he had I think it was 10 rushes for 18 or 28 yards or something like that. Was not very good. He had a catch in that game, but then he got hurt. And for most of his Redskins career, he got hurt. So we need to find out if he's the guy going forward or if we need to move on from him. And I mean, we have options. I mean, we have him. We have Bryce Love. We have a high draft pick this year. I don't think there's a running back that I would pick in the high draft picks, but there's always a gem in the draft somewhere if you draft him and play him right. So, I mean, it depends on the coach we're going to get. So that'll be a factor as well. So that's what I want. I think the Redskins will win this game. I think it's going to go one of two ways. Either we're going to pound the rock and it's going to be low scoring and we're going to win that way, or we're going to let Sam Darnold and Dwayne Haskins get in the shootout. The best thing to do is let him get in the shootout, because then Haskins will be in his element. So, but that's my video. This is Redskins Rant. Like, share, subscribe, and hail to the Redskins. Peace.